Hello, beloved hearts, beautiful souls. Welcome to live video of the Sacred Heart Awakenings with Monica that I decided to do on a weekly basis. Some live videos to have more discussions of love messages and heartwarming opening messages with the group. And it'll be every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And so I just wanted to come in and share with you a video, a live video. Whether you're listening to this live or in the future, welcome. And so for those who don't know me, I am Monica Bermudez, and I am an intuitive self-love spiritual counselor and teacher, energy healer, and light language channeler. So I do have a passion to help a lot of conscious men and women to open their hearts after going through heartbreaks from a romantic relationship. So today I wanted to discuss about independence and the dark soul of the night. I feel that they do tie together, and it's a perfect weekend for it because we're still in this vortex of the lunar eclipse and the full moon that's happening this weekend, and there's a lot of intense energy happening because we're also in the midst of so many planets in retrograde, and we are having some really intense activations and portals and changes and transformations going on. And I know I have been feeling it a lot, and I imagine that many of you have as well. And it's just been like waves of changes and coming in different angles from above, from the side, and everywhere. And it could be overwhelming at times. So I wanted to just tie it into my topics for today. So as many of you know, in the United States, and for those who don't know, this weekend is the 4th of July, which is a symbol of the independence that the United States received many years back in 1776. So that's the day that marks independence. But I like to look at independence as being more of the human in us, because we are divine humans, and we all as human rights deserve our own freedom as well. And that is the freedom to be loved and to live a life of joy. And so that's really how I see it. So I wanted to just intuitively also share with you about the dark night of the soul. I don't know how many of you have been through the dark night of the soul, and please feel free to comment below and tell me your experience. And for those who don't know what it is, it's terminology, use of words. Usually when somebody's going through certain heartbreaks, or certain griefs, period, or something that gets triggered, or some trauma, you get into this period of grief and emotional pain. And that's what many ancients have called the dark night of the soul. And it's a space where you feel lost and hopeless, and you're just consumed by this dark shadows and energies that surface up, and it just feels like there's nothing, no hope. And it's almost like a depression, and actually it could lead to a depression if it's not controlled or managed. So, and I have tremendous compassion for those who find themselves in that space, because I've been there myself, and I've had my biggest dark night of the soul was when I got divorced. And so anyways, that's what I mean by dark night of the soul, is how intense it could be that you're going through this emotional transformational shift. And that's really what's happening, is that you're actually going through this transformation and you're going through a reset and this space of void. And so it's really, you just have to like find a way to really get out of it. And it's different for everybody. For some people, it may last, some days. For some people, it may last months or years. In my case, it lasted for a while. And when I did pull myself out, sometimes it didn't always last this long. And so, but later on, I managed to become stronger. And so the way to build that foundation to make yourself solid and stronger when going through a dark night of the soul is to build on the self-love foundation. And you can go deeper and deeper into this love of self. And there's just so many layers. And the more that you start tapping inside of yourself, that it will eventually pull out some shadows aspects. But those shadows appear because there's time for them to transmute or transform them so that they can conform to the light. Now, the reason why I wanted to discuss the dark night of the soul for this weekend is because we are in this vortex of the full moon and the lunar eclipse. And the lunar eclipse to me has always been a representation of the temporary shadow over the sun, or how, they cover each other and they somehow cause, some kind of like, well, in this case it's the lunar eclipse, but there is still that bit of, shadow aspect that's involved in an eclipse. And so I see both that the sun and the moon, or the shadow aspect are realigning themselves, because we're human, and so we are polarity, we're dual, and meaning that we also have some shadow aspects as well as our divine light. And where do these shadow aspects come from? And when I say shadow aspects, I'm talking about fear energy, like worry or doubts or lack of, this whole self-worth, or even like lack of self-esteem. And self-esteem being that we don't look at ourselves with this loving, we look at ourselves in a different image, that we don't, take care of ourselves the way we should. And so in a way that also ties into how we see ourselves. And the key is that we need to see ourselves as being better and stronger and worthy, because we are the servant of our own love. And that's really where it all starts. So what I'm getting at with going on with some of the intensity of the energy, sometimes those shadow aspects will still resurface, because that's really what eclipses do. They pull stuff out of us, and we feel like we've healed, this, we've done this and that. Why am I still like feeling this doubt or feeling this unworthiness? And that's perfectly normal. It's normal for you to feel that, and it may come in with intensity. It may come in with, light, very light, but it all varies on each person. And then there's also the fact that, some people are feeling really tired, or they can't sleep. And it's also a part of this vortex energy, as well as the ascension that is happening at this time on this earth. Meaning, in other words, that the frequency of the planet has actually spiked or increased. And scientists have actually measured this, which they call the Schumann resonance. And so they're measuring the spikes to be really high frequency. And so what that means is that humanity as a whole is also being asked to raise their vibration. And so the energies and the star systems and the portals that are opening are helping us activate ourselves to turn on certain DNAs inside of ourselves to start waking up and start living a life of love and joy. And so that's why it's causing different types of symptoms in us, like lack of sleep or just sleeping a lot. But, whatever it is for you, just remember to take the care that you need and the rest that you need. So I do want to add that I've been, through so many transformational experiences all these years that I worked on myself to get to this stage to help others who are also struggling, especially those who have been heartbroken from a relationship, such as a divorce or any other type of breakup. And they may be in this type of dark night of the soul. And I speak more to a lot of the conscious men and women, the light workers or the empathetic people who are going through this, and they're probably the ones that will feel the pain a lot stronger because of the light that they hold inside of them. And that is something that is telling them to start waking up. And certain situations happen for that reason, is to really start waking you up so that you come more to the light and that you build on that love. So I come from a space of so much love and so much love wisdom that I want to share with the group and everyone. And of course, there's so many layers that go on, and I am happy to help and be of service in any way. So if you do feel that any of that resonates, if you're going through this dark period and you need the support, please reach out to me and directly, and we could see how I could support in some ways. And I'll be happy to talk to you about it, because the thing is that nobody deserves to be alone in this process. Nobody deserves to isolate themselves in whatever issue they're going through. And really, that's what this new decade is about. It's all about collaboration and community support. All of us coming together and supporting each other in many ways. So there's always support for you when you need it. And so I'll be happy to talk to you about it. So I just wanted to say that make sure that you take the care that you need in everything that you do. When opening the heart, remember for this weekend that to watch more joyful, more fun type movies. If you're going to do something fun, do it playfully, and something that will just help you maintain your heart and keep opening your heart. So that's just one thought for this weekend as you go into the celebrations for the holidays for those in the United States. And even for those who are in other countries and they're not celebrating this holiday, just take the rest that you need, because the energies have been coming intense, and this full moon and lunar eclipse is really coming in much stronger, and it's definitely going to really transform us. It's almost like we're going into this portal, and we're going to come out on the other end different in some ways, because we are always changing. Our cells are always changing, and scientifically that's been shown that we always have a new body because the cells are constantly changing over and over again. And so it's almost like rebuilding this whole new body. And so energetically speaking too, the cells do have a lot of energy in them that scientists haven't yet discovered, but so many light workers and people in the healing community are aware of this, and even the ancients were aware of this. And science is just catching up on a lot of stuff these days, as you will see so many new discoveries that will be coming out and into the light, because as you know, the planet has increased in vibration. So anything that is of shadow, or that, fear energy or worry or whatever negative energy that you may want to think of, will come out, and it will just always be there in the light. And I've always said that the truth will always come out no matter what. And so just stay positive, stay hopeful, and keep going forward and keep going upward. And I look forward to having another Monica talk next Friday on a different topic. And please feel free to write in the comments section if there's a specific topic that you would like to discuss or hear. Just let me know what kind of topic would interest you. As far as, it could be anything from like heartbreak type, heart-centered, love-centered, love messages. So I would love to share more ancient wisdom and talking to the guides and intuitively and so forth. And so just want to wish all of you a very safe and fun-filled weekend. And happy 4th of July for those in the United States. And I just want to say I love you all very much. And I'm so grateful that you are all here with me and watching this video and taking the time to watch it. And so just see you until the next time that we have another discussion, another love message or topic. I look forward to hearing from each of you. Bye for now.